everyone, it's John from What Up, and welcome back to another video. Now we have some behind-the-scenes set pictures for you today from Dolsky Min. This is in addition to the pictures that we reported on last year, a couple of times actually. So we have a whole slew of pictures to go through today. We're going to talk about each one of them. And this comes to us courtesy of Wotseries.com. So the link to the original article where they talked about this is in the description box down below if you want to go read that. So there's a couple of things we want to get through before we start the video. The first being the contest. It is in full swing. It does end this Saturday. I am going to announce the winner Saturday morning. So if you haven't already entered, now's the perfect time to do so. And how do you enter, you ask? Well, you be a subscriber to the channel, you like the videos, and you leave a comment, and that's pretty much it. So there's going to be some more information about that contest at the end of the video, so stay tuned after we talk about these set pictures to hear more about that contest. The second thing I want to talk about today is spoiler warning. In this video, I will be talking about plot points and character arcs from the first book of the Wheel of Time series, The Eye of the World. So if you haven't read that book in its entirety, be forewarned, I may ruin some things for you. All right, with all that out of the way, let's get on to the video. All right, so the Dolsky Min pictures, these were taken in October or November of 2019. We're not exactly sure when, but that is when they were filming in that area. And we do know that during that time frame, the wolves were on set in this area, so outside of the soundstage in the woods for at least one day. So that's pretty interesting. From that, we kind of extrapolated, and it was pretty much the whole fandom kind of agrees that this is probably where they shot the scenes where Perrin and Egwene and Elias meet the Whitecloaks, because they're in the woods, they're in what appears to be a steading, and we're going to show you some other pictures here. There's probably 17 or 18 pictures we're going to go through, and a lot of it really has those same themes, and these haven't been seen before, not in any other videos or anything, so they do give us a little bit of new information, and we're going to talk about them as we go through them. Now, this first picture, of course, is probably not a picture of the set itself, probably not where they're actually filming. It's just, you know, stuff for the cast and crew, filming equipment, different things go in these tents, and you have the classic depiction of the crucifixion in the middle. It's probably a natural landmark. I would say that it's probably pretty safe to assume that's not in shots or in the Wheel of Time show, because it's not something that was heavily featured in Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time. So there's that. Now, this next picture seems to show a campfire that is out. Now, there's some other stuff here, and this is a common theme, by the way. A lot of these things are covered in tarps. They're wrapped up for the evening. So whenever these pictures were taken, it was either at the end of the day of a shoot or early morning before the shoot began. You can tell kind of from the lights that it's not midday. It's not in the middle of the day when they're doing a lot of shooting. It's either early morning or end of day, twilight time. So either they're shooting at night, or they're shooting during the day during these spots, but everything is wrapped up and protected. Now, this is a campfire. Now, I would have to guess that this is probably the campfire that Perrin and Egwene sat around with Elias while they're talking when the Whitecloaks came upon them. Now, when the Whitecloaks did come upon them, they kind of hid, they doused the flames, they hid in the hand of a giant statue. Now, I'm going to say they probably are not going to do that. They're probably going to hide in the structures behind them. And these are part of the steading, is my guess, like ancient structures, and they're going to hide inside rather than hiding in the hand of a statue. And we're going to get into why I think that in a few minutes. Next picture here seems to be show some more of the structures, some more film equipment outside. So I think they're probably filming lots of these shots in the evening or at night, mainly because in the book series, these particular scenes that we believe they're in happen at night. So there's that. Again, these giant boxes here, they're lights, so they're shooting at night here because they have the big lights out, and they want to illuminate the area that they're actually shooting in, so the cameras can pick up details and stuff. And what appears to be a campfire is underneath that light as well. So again, this could be another campfire they're filming at, or could be the campfire that Perrin and Egwene sat around. Again, another one of those big box lights in front of these structures. Now, we did see some of these structures in pictures late last year, and they were pretty cool, and we talked about them quite a bit, and we weren't quite sure what they were. Some people thought they were Shader Logoth, other people thought they were different areas of the books, but now that we know that the wolves were on scene in this area for at least one day, I'm almost certain that this is filming in the steading after they leave the Tinkers. And it does kind of line up with who was on set and the timelines for the blocks in October, November of 2019 to think that they had left the Tinkers and they're filming here now. Now, this last shot shows an open field. Again, this is just more stuff, more production stuff. So you have some trailers in their background, some tents and stuff where they hold things. But it does appear to be a larger open field. Now, this would be an ideal spot to put up tents, say the Whitecloak tents, for example, would be an ideal spot for horses and other things for shoots because it is so open and flat. Now, we do know that a lot of the Whitecloak shoots were done inside a soundstage, so they weren't actually done outdoors, but we know the Whitecloaks were also shot outdoors too, so there's a little bit of both here. Now, this is probably some of the scenes where they shot outdoors with the Whitecloaks. All right, now we have some more pictures here, and these ones all seem to pretty much show the same thing. So they're showing parts of what we believe to be where they're shooting outside. You can see another one of those big box lights in the back, some other film and crew equipment under tarps there, and you have the dolly that they're going to use to transport things around. But this is really neat. You have a little stream or river here with a footbridge across it. So that's kind of neat, and it could take some real nice shots there where, they could be running across it at night, or they just, trudge across it, getting to the campsite through the steading. And I mean, they could even use this as a natural break to enter the steading, because in the books, it's a feeling. They feel it. It's sort of a chill, a peace that washes over them as they walk into the steading. But in the television series, they can't really show feelings, so they're going to include more natural landmarks or breaks, in my opinion, to show things like the steading, because it makes more sense for the viewers to see that. And when you see that on screen, they walk across this is the natural landmark into the steading, and now they're safe here across this bridge. So it's sort of like a bridge to safety. That's my guess anyway. So then we have this. It looks like a long, winding road through the woods. You see some lights there in the background. Really cool. This would be a really neat shot to see horses galloping up, sort of like the ring wraiths at the first of the Lord of the Rings movies. I mean, they were really neat to see that. I think we could see something similar here. Maybe a chase as the Whitecloaks are chasing Elias back into the woods, or chasing the wolves, or vice versa. I think that'd be a cool shot to see here. And again, this circular object is featured in a lot of the pictures, and it seems to be part of a natural landmark, part of the actual ruins that are there, and it could just be used as part of the steading. My guess is this whole area is a steading, and they're not really showing it as a natural structure, because they're talking about one of the great cities that used to be here years and years ago, and they had the big statue of Arthur Hawkwing, and it could be possible that instead of, like I said earlier, the hand in the statue, they're going to show some of the structures that were around that area at the time, which, easier to do, especially since they're natural landmarks. They're already there. They didn't have to build them. And, I mean, let's face it, building a giant statue or big statue hand is going to take time and money. And if they have something that they can already use that makes sense, why not do that instead? All right, again, more pictures here of some of the camera equipment covered up. My guess is they're shooting at night here in a lot of these scenes, and they're just covered up for the day to make sure the rain and moisture doesn't get into the electronic equipment. That's my guess. Again, here in the background, you can see some pretty neat things in the back there. Now, I'm not quite sure what that is. Let me know in the comments down below what you think is in the back here, whether it's a natural formation, a log hut, or part of something they built for the set. But it looks like they have cameras pointed down towards that area, and they're filming whatever that area is. And it appears the road kind of runs along the side of it too, which is kind of neat. So I'd really like to know what this is. If anyone has any ideas, please let me know in the comments down below. Next picture. Now, this is probably the most interesting picture we have, and this has elicited a lot of comments from people in the fandom ever since Wotseries put this article up. Now, it seems to show a couple of leather rolls underneath what appears to be a bedroll. So it could be, saddle, bridle, some leather bags for the horses, a saddle blanket underneath there, or on top rather, covering everything up. But next to it is what I want to draw your attention to. It looks to me at least anyway, appears to be the hilt of a knife, a very long knife attached to a belt underneath all of that. Now, we know that Perrin and Egwene had knives and whatnot, and all the adventurers did, but who else had a really, really long bladed knife but not a beard? And that was Elias. Now, we haven't seen Elias's casting yet. It does not mean he's not in the show. It just means they haven't cast him publicly. So they haven't Amazon hasn't said Elias is cast as, this person is cast as Elias just yet. Now, a lot of people said that Elias is probably not going to be in the show because he's such a minor character, and he just does a couple of things here and there. But in my opinion, Elias is pretty major. He guides Perrin along the path to the wolves. He does a lot of different things. Now, that does not mean that Elias can't be amalgamated with other characters. I think he probably is and should be amalgamated with other characters because he only's featured in the first season for a little bit, or first book rather for a little bit. He doesn't come back to much later on in the series. And then he doesn't really showcase himself a whole lot. He's just kind of there, and he does some things here and there, and he's in the background, but he's not a huge part of the series. So to amalgamate him with someone else makes sense, but to cut him out completely does not, in my opinion, make any sense. So to me, I would like to think that this could be Elias's very long knife that he has, because he didn't carry a sword in the series. He just carried a very, very big knife. So, like Rambo style, huge knife. I'd like to think that this could be possibly his, maybe his blanket roll, his belongings and stuff, which would be really, really neat. I would like to, know exactly who owns this equipment, but that's probably what it is. It's at least one of the three anyway, Perrin, Egwene's, or Elias's. It doesn't have the feel or look of Whitecloak stuff to it, and they're pretty much all the people we think are on set at the time here for these shots. Again, another shot of the external parts of the structure. Really cool. You have all the big blocks in the front. They're really nice weathered looking structures in the background. Again, this, in my mind, makes a really nice setting. And if they shoot these at night, especially with a little bit of fog, and it'll make it really eerie and calm and strange looking, which would make for some really beautiful shots, especially when the wolves come out around all these eerie, weird structures. I mean, I grew up on American Werewolf in London, Dog Soldiers, Ginger Snaps, all those old werewolf movies, and I love them. I really, really, really enjoyed basically any werewolf movie you can throw at me. I love, and there's not really very many good ones out there, American Werewolf in London being the best of them, and there's something really visceral and scary about wolves coming out of the fog and taking people. So if you have the Whitecloaks kind of masked around here, and they show some shots, some horror-ish type shots of the wolves coming out of the fog around these ancient, really weathered looking structures taking people, I think that would look really amazing. I'm not saying I know anything or these shots are actually in the show. I'm saying that I would really like to see that, because I'm such a big 70s and 80s horror fan that I think something of that would fit well for this, because I've said it all along, they could 100% take the Wheel of Time book series and make it into a horror series very easily, because it has a lot of horrific elements to it. Again, here's another shot of what appears to be the campfire and that blanket roll / leather equipment / possible knife, tool, sheath of a weapon of some kind. Really neat to see this stuff, and you see like the gathered fir boughs in the middle there. Maybe they're using them as a bed when they're laying down at night, which makes a lot of sense. They're really soft. If you've ever been out in the woods and you need a makeshift bed, fir boughs are always the best thing to use. Pretty neat looking area, and I mean, they added a lot to it, obviously, to make these shots really cool looking, but just by themselves, just on its own, it's a really neat area, and I want to applaud the location scouts for this, because this is pretty neat. And then again, outside you have more of those tents that they hold equipment in. And again, another long winding road, a lot of leaves. This is the fall, October, November. Really, really nice shot. You get a little bit of wind, or they whip up some wind with a machine there. This will look really cool with some horses or some wolves flying down here, or perhaps even the adventurers running along this, trying to get to safety, which I think would be really fantastic shot. I think it would be really cool. And this is the last picture we have for you today. This appears to show more equipment inside the structures. So that, again, goes with the fact that I'm pretty sure that they don't hide in the hand of a big statue. They didn't create a big hand of a statue for this. They're going to hide inside the natural structures that are there, that are already on site, and try to hide from Whitecloaks and maybe fight a little bit inside. Now, we've all seen the Wolves in Whitecloak video that was leaked almost a year ago now by Narg, and it appeared to show shots at night with the Whitecloak tents and some fire in the background with a wolf jumping on a Whitecloak. Out of the shadows, it appeared to be, and we've all seen the other pictures of Dulski Min and the structures and stuff, and they're really, really neat, really eerie. I think it would be a really awesome thing if they took this and kind of made it horror-ish and like a horror vibe, and have the wolves come out and start attacking the Whitecloaks, and that would make them fear Perrin all the more, because they think he is, talking with minions of the Dark One, as the Whitecloak call it. They think the wolves are evil, and that kind of spreads the theme throughout the rest of the books, where the Whitecloaks are after Perrin because he was evil, and this scary, really horrifying thing happened to the Whitecloaks, and it's spread a myth through them how horrible he is, and he controlled the wolves to do this. I think that'd be really cool. All right, so that's all the pictures we have for you anyway, and those are my thoughts on them. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think that this is the setting? Do you think that they're actually going to hide within these structures? And do you like my idea of a horror-ish type scene where the wolves come out and just decimate the Whitecloaks to a certain degree anyway, and just, build up Perrin's mythos among the Whitecloaks as being this horribly evil monster controlling the wolves, sort of like a werewolf, which I think would be really neat, honestly. I do, personally. Let me know what you think about that. All right, with all that out of the way, let's talk a little bit about this contest. Now, I'm going to pick a winner Saturday morning. So I'm going to release a video Saturday morning, and the winner will be announced then, barring any unforeseen eventuality. So there's a possibility something may happen and I don't have the video out Saturday, but I will have chosen the winner by Saturday either way, and when the video comes out, the winner will be announced in that video. So how do you enter? Be a subscriber to the channel. Like the videos, leave a comment. The more comments you leave, the more videos you like, the more videos you comment on, the more entries you get, because I'm basically going to use a random number generator to pick a comment, and I'll check that person's statistics, see if they're subscribed to the channel, see if they've liked the videos, and if they've done those two things and they've left that comment, they do win. Now, what do you win? Now, this contest, there's two prizes. The first one is to co-host an episode with me. So we get to pick a Wheel of Time topic of your choice. You can pick anything you want. It could be Perrin, and Fael, could be Gwaine and Rand, could be the Wolves, could be Trollocs, could be Shadowspawn, could be Lews Therin, could be anything you want. Shamael, the Forsaken, and we'll talk about that. And we'll Zoom call in. I'll record it all. I'll cut it all up, edit it, put it out as a video. So you'll become pseudo YouTube famous, sort of like me, and you'll get to have your thoughts and whatnot be heard about that particular subject that you really like about Wheel of Time to my subscribers here in the channel, which I think would be pretty neat. Now, I do understand, I do realize that not everybody would like to be shown on YouTube. Once you're on the internet, it's there forever. Trust me, when you see my parody song video coming out, you'll understand why I'm saying that once something's out there forever, it's out there forever, especially if it's embarrassing. I don't mind. I think it's fun. But I know it's not for everybody. So if you happen to win, you don't have to host an episode with me. That's just the main prize. If you'd like instead to have a Frosty mug, a Frosty What Up mug, I can have that made and shipped out to you. Sort of like Talk Around Rioid, Weekly Wheel News, Malkier Talks, The Dusty Wheel, all their mugs. I'll do the same for you. I'll make up a mug and I'll send it out to you. So you don't have to be on a show. So it's going to be one of the two prizes. So make sure you're a subscriber to the channel, like the video, comment on it, and definitely comment down below and let me know what you think of my ideas and let me know what you think these pictures mean. All right. Thank you so much for sticking with me here to the very end. Here's to many more.